And welcome everyone to another episode of the Koto's Mojo. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Koto. We have a lot to talk about today. We got Ian with us on the show. Ian, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, doing fantastic, especially after Sunday.
Exactly, Ian. And why don't we go ahead and jump right into that? The Chicago Bears ended a miserable season with a high note. And that high note was a win over that team up in Wisconsin, a team that people like to call the waste management team, the Green Bay Packers.
It's about time. It's
About time
been
too, man.
it's
Oh
been
my
since
god.
2018 that we beat them, and it's been almost 10 years since we beat them in Lambeau. So,
Yep. We will take it, Ian. We will take it. I I mean, sure, we are already, upset before week 18 with how the season was going in general, but that win kind of, you know, it's kind of a bit of a confidence booster, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, no, it really is. It's good to see that we have a lot of young talent, and we just need to get the right coaching.
Exactly. That's the thing. Coaching is what we need. And it's just so funny how people on social media are bitching that we won that game and it fucked up our draft position. We don't need a fucking superstar. We just need linemen.
Yeah. Um, did you see Ryan Poles had the was with the media today, and he said he's not ruling out trading for a coach, which I'm not against because I think let's trade something that we got, something decent, and let's get a well-renowned coach.
Well, like we said, Ian, we want a coach that wants to win. We don't
Hmm.
need some no-name wannabe like, oh yeah, that other buffoon we had, Matt Eberflus.
Yeah, and we also don't need somebody like Mike McCarthy, who's apparently who we're looking at right now, and just look how much of a disaster it's been with him in Dallas. Um,
Yeah, nothing that he did in Dallas
was
makes us say that's our guy. Nothing.
No, it wasn't anything like he had when he was with Green Bay. I don't know. I think he's just still kind of coaching the old way, and that's not where we need to go. We need to stop looking at the past. We need to just go with this new form of football where it's, big passes, you know, great blocking, and that's what we need. And we need a coach that can just mark up these plays where we can look fantastic because we have the power. We just do these small little plays, screen passes all the time. It's just ridiculous.
What's funny too is some of those screens actually worked on Sunday.
They actually did.
Yeah, one of them resulted in a touchdown. One though ended disastrously with DJ Moore fumbling, which is a rarity to see.
Hmm.
I mean, the Bears did what they did to win a game. I mean, regardless how ugly it was, we fucking won, and it's about time Caleb Williams had a game-winning drive go his way, because there have been plenty of game-winning drives that did not go his way this year. We saw it against Washington. We saw it against Green Bay the first time. We saw it against Minnesota and Chicago.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams
So
wants to win.
yeah, it's about time that something went his way. And yeah, he's showed a lot of promise. I mean, dude, he threw for 3,541 yards this year. That's insane.
That's not bad. I mean, would have been
20
nice.
touchdowns and what, only six interceptions?
That's not bad whatsoever, dude. That's really not bad.
Dude, that's elite numbers right there.
Exactly. I mean, Caleb Williams had a great rookie season.
Yeah, I was very, very happy with how he performed this year. I was very happy with how Jalen Johnson performed.
Yep.
Rome Odunze, he kind of had a little shaky rookie year.
Yeah.
I think things will go more his way next year. But dude,
I hope so.
Keenan Allen, man, I think he was the champ this year. He made a lot of key catches in some tight situations. And I think he's just the leader of our squad. He's the older vet, and he's
Yep.
going to lead us to victory. I think if we have him one more year, these guys all these receivers are going to be a family. They're going to be all
We
together.
we definitely need to extend Keenan Allen because dude's got plenty left in the tank.
Oh
He will
yeah,
be a
I mean we
good.
saw it this year. He was a dog with us, man.
He'll definitely be a good mentor towards Odunze and DJ Moore. Like, let's keep our veterans, and
Yeah,
of course, find the right coach, some offensive linemen, and maybe Ashton Genty.
yeah. And Keenan Allen, I mean, he's 32 years old. I said we'll have him for probably 2 more years and he'll retire. But that'll be enough to get this offense into shape.
I'm
And like you said, Ashton Genty would be a perfect addition to this team. Because we were talking a few weeks ago, there's really no linemen this year in college that have really impressed us. Like we don't really know what to
exactly.
look to. So why not? It just seems like we're kind of doing the same thing. We're going to be drafting a running back when we really need offensive linemen, but Ashton Genty would be amazing addition. I think if we keep DeAndre Swift and have those two together, I think Swift can mentor Ashton to be a better running back going into the NFL.
Well, you also hope too that Swift, takes, does better next season because he didn't look that impressive this year. I mean, he only had like 3 or 4 good games.
Yeah, he was good in some big games, but yeah, like you said, um, man, yeah, he was okay this year. 253 carries, 959 yards, only 6 touchdowns,
Yeah,
and he averaged 3.8. So, I mean, he was good for those little bursts, but we need a guy that can get out of those tight situations. Someone that's small, someone that we had like that's like Tariq Cohen or David
yeah,
Montgomery. I think Ashton Genty, he's that perfect hybrid of a running back.
exactly too. And you see this nowadays, Ian. The running backfield is a 1-2 punch. I wouldn't be against having Ashton Genty with DeAndre Swift because I'm going to be real with you. I ain't impressed with Roshan Johnson.
He was good in the red zone. He was really really good when we were at like the 2 yard line and he could just
Right.
kind of push his way in there. So I don't know. I think he's good, but honestly, at this point, for leadership standpoint for running backs, I would keep DeAndre, trade Roshan, and draft Ashton Genty.
Exactly. And looking at Swift, I mean, yeah, his performances didn't look as strong as you thought, but he had a quiet season of 959 yards rushing.
Yeah,
Quietly.
yeah, very quietly. I mean, not like super impressive by all means, but still good. Yeah, I think we could do better though with our rushing game. That's for
Especially when
sure.
the Bears are known to have a strong running game.
Yeah, we've always had really good running, and we've been kind of in a lull for the past few years since David Montgomery left.
Who, by the way, will be back for Detroit in the divisional round.
Fantastic. I love to hear that. I want him to get a
Exactly.
ring so bad.
I want the Lions to get a ring, dude. Yes, a Bears fan just said that.
Yeah, I'm rooting for either the Bills or the Lions. It would be cool to see either one of them win it since neither of them have won a Super Bowl. The Lions have never even been to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. That's the thing. This is to say they're the only longest NFL team that's never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because this is like their 90th. They've been in the league for over 90 seasons.
Yeah, they've won some NFL championships though, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean much
That no one
nowadays.
cares. No one cares about those.
That doesn't mean much, unfortunately.
That's stupid because like the Bears have a lot of those.
Yeah, yeah. But for the Bears, I mean, good way to end the season beating Green Bay, especially Cairo Santos finally getting a kick going his way. A good game winning drive by Caleb Williams. Defense played great. Offense played great. Special
Yep.
teams with that trick play for touchdown.
That was great. I can't believe that happened. And yeah, we got a punt return for a touchdown. We don't see a lot of those nowadays, but that was cool.
I love how so many Packers fans are like, "Oh, you beat a backup quarterback." Yeah, yeah. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You still lost.
It was still your first offense and defense, and
Yeah, we just took out a
they're
couple of your players.
yeah, that game showed that they're going to be out in the first round. They're going to be out. What? Yeah, they're playing the wild card against the Eagles. Eagles are going to destroy them.
Exactly. Well, yeah, hope so, since the Eagles decided not to start Saquon Barkley, so we did not see history at all.
Yeah, I think that sucks, but regardless, Saquon is going to be well rested and he's going to be ready to run all over those fucking cheeseheads.
I mean, I hope he does well and stuff. I would have played him until he broke the record and then sit him in week
Yeah,
18.
well, they didn't, but I think regardless, in the playoffs, he's going to do well.
Oh yeah, it's playoffs. This is only his second time. Yes, only his second time ever in the playoffs. And we saw what he did the first time with the Giants. He single handedly beat the Vikings in the playoffs that season.
Hmm.
But yeah, but before the playoffs, again, good win for the Bears to end the season. Now we just see the right coach and some linemen, so we can actually take the North and never give it
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
But yes, Ian, the playoffs, they're here, man. They are here. I can't believe they're here. How is this even possible?
They are here.
Yep, we got the Lions and the Chiefs as the top seeds in each conference. No surprise. Obviously the Lions are the better team because the Chiefs just love to get those super super lucky wins.
Yeah, it's insane that they only had one loss this year with how close like each and every one of their
Two
games
losses. They
were.
lost to the Broncos
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
when
well
they
they didn't
had all their backups in.
yeah, they didn't start anybody. Um, but yeah, so far I think this is going to be a really good playoffs here. How about the freaking Texans, man? Just a few years ago, they were like one of the worst teams in the NFL.
They've been bit by the injury bug though lately. They don't have Stephon Diggs, they don't have Tank Dell, but I feel confident with these Texans. They are playing the Chargers. That's going to be a good game.
Oh yeah, I think that's going to be a great game there. I think all these games really are going to be great, except for the Bills Broncos. I think Bills are just going to stomp them, dude.
Yeah.
Bo Nix had his fun, but it's time to wash your hands and go to bed.
Yeah, you're playing a very underrated but scary Bills team.
Yes, very very underrated.
Sure, the Bills don't
Um,
have a real wide receiver one, but if Josh Allen continues to do Josh Allen things, I don't see why the Bills can't go far.
yeah, right. And sorry to the Rams. I think the Vikings are gonna smush them.
Yeah, the Rams are the fucking four seed.
They
Sheesh.
are. I think that's a little too high, honestly.
Yeah, well, obviously it goes by division winners and stuff, and the Rams they haven't been impressive all season.
No, they haven't. So I think yeah, they're gonna get walloped by Minnesota.
So Dan
And
Campbell will have his wish come true because I don't know if you saw after the Viking game on Sunday, he said, "I'll see you in 2 weeks."
yep, that was real classy by Dan Campbell. I love that guy.
How can you
Um,
not love Dan Campbell?
right? Buccaneers or Commanders, though, that's gonna be an interesting game.
I feel like defense is going to be optional in that game.
I think it really will be. I see the commies coming out on top on that one, Pat.
Really, the commies? Okay, okay.
Yeah, they like the Texans. They've had a rough couple past years. They got a good quarterback, they got a good squad, and they put everything together. I think they can give Tampa Bay hell.
We'll see. I'll agree with you on that one, Ian. I'll take the commies in that one. I'll take the Vikings as well to beat the Rams. So yeah, some good matchups. The Eagles over the Packers, that's for sure.
Oh,
Especially
yeah,
with
dude.
how banged
Any
up the
day.
Packers are. I think the Eagles are gonna fly all over them.
Yeah, and especially, Saquon, he wasn't able to break that record, so he's going to be playing angry.
Yeah, that would have been really nice to see Saquon break that record.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe he'll break the all-time rushing record for the playoffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Unfortunately, it does not count in the playoffs, which I think is stupid.
Well, as a playoff stat, though,
This is
because I know
true.
they'll look at playoff ststats.
This is
So
true.
he
So
could be the all-time rushing playoff record holder.
if there's any team that I could feel like give that will give the Lions hell, it's the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
They have themselves a really good offense too. It's not just Saquon Barkley; it's literally that whole offense with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and of course the greatest play ever invented, the tush push.
Yep. The tush push, and they still get away with it every now and then. But
But
man,
then you
we
see other
have
teams, display other plays in the tush push. Like you think it's a tush push, no, it's a fake pass to a big lineman.
yep. So they make it work well. I like it. And I think this is some of the best playoff matchups that we've had in a while.
100% for that Texans Chargers game. Ian, call me crazy, but I'm taking the Chargers in that one.
Dude, you're not wrong.
It That's a toss up game.
Harbaugh has changed that team. He has made them so elite. I really think the Chargers, they can beat the Texans and they can beat the Chiefs and they can go to the AFC Championship game. Well,
If the
isn't that
Char-
how it would go?
if if the Chargers beat the Chiefs, I will gladly welcome that.
That would be great. And honestly, it seems like an easy win for sure. God damn it, I almost called them San Diego for the Chargers. Um, because the Chiefs have not looked good at all.
And
They have gotten away with
you
so
saw
much
how
shit.
the last two matchups went. They were both by one possession.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Harbaugh he's the smartest coach in the NFL right now, dude. I think he can work his way around Andy Reid's Chiefs.
You think the Bills have a very underrated, scary offense? The Chargers have a very underrated, scary offense.
Dude,
Justin
they do.
Herbert is making it work in LA.
Justin Herbert is the most underrated quarterback of this generation. It's insane how good this guy is.
I like that pick, Ian. I'm going to take the Chargers to beat the Texans and hopefully beat the Chiefs. Ravens will beat the Steelers.
Oh, that's easy.
Bills will
Russ
beat
will
the.
not be cooking.
Nope. Yeah, Bills will beat the Broncos. Oh man, I'm ready for the playoffs, baby.
Dude, me too, man. We're gonna have a lot of good games, and they're gonna be coming up this weekend, man. It's gonna be
Dude,
fun.
we have a stretch of football, man, because not only we have those, but we also have the college football playoffs as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun few weeks, man.
Exactly. Well, speaking of the college football playoffs, Ian, let's jump on to the college football playoffs. Now, sure, some of the matchups haven't been exciting as we all thought, but I still thought the committee got it right because there was a lot of pissed off people about they should have put this team in, they should have put this team in. Well, did you see what happened to the number one team? They got destroyed. You still going to complain about it?
Yeah, exactly. Um, it happens. I mean, this is what college
Right.
sports are about. You get so many upsets. I mean, nobody says this shit with college basketball, with March Madness. You're gonna have big upsets like this. I mean, Texas taking down Arizona. I mean, no one
Arizona.
really
Oh,
saw
that was the
Arizona State.
game. That was the game of the of the playoffs so far.
Yeah, no one saw that coming. And yeah, Pat, like you said, number one, Oregon going down to Ohio State. Nobody thought that Ohio State was going to make it past Tennessee. And then here they come and they take down the number one. That's ridiculous. I honestly, at this point, I'm taking Ohio State to win it all.
It's funny you say that. When the playoffs first started with the four teams, who won? Ohio State. They took down one seeded Alabama in the semis, and now with the 12 teams, it could happen again.
Yeah, it really can. So I think they'll give Texas hell, but Texas is a good team. I think that is going to be one high scoring game right there.
Texas looks really shaky though in that win over Arizona State.
Yeah, it was that was a nail biter for them. But Ohio State, just the way that they performed against Tennessee and Oregon, it's second to none, man.
Yeah,
That just shows how elite they are.
83 points in the playoffs dropped by the Buckeyes.
Yeah, so insane. I think they're gonna dunk on Texas, and then sorry Irish, but Penn State just looks way too good this year. I think it's Ohio State, Penn State for your championship.
I would love to see that, Ian.
Dude,
Throw,
that
throw a
would be
big, throw a
nuts.
big fuck you at the SEC.
Yep, dude, Big Ten for the national championship. That would be nuts.
Finally, dude, because literally all we've seen is all SEC running all over the place.
It's
Not
always
this time.
SEC in the playoffs, but now that we got this 12 teams, I mean, and to begin with, we didn't really see that many SEC teams to come into the playoffs to begin with.
Not only that, too, the SEC was suddenly missing in the bowl games.
Yeah, right.
Alabama fans, you still think you should have been in the playoffs? You lost to a struggling Michigan team. Shut up.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
I think it was picked well. I
I
think
thought so too.
maybe look at strength of schedule a little bit more next year. I think maybe they need to
Right.
work on it more just because I don't know, man. SMU was such a disappointment coming in. I really thought that they were gonna give Penn State hell.
I thought
Um,
Boise too was a disappointment as well.
Boise was probably the biggest disappointment because I had them winning the national championship and they just got walloped by Penn State on New Year's Eve.
And then Georgia was a complete no-show against Notre Dame.
I saw that coming, man. I don't think Georgia belonged as the second seed there. And
I agree.
Notre Dame for the first time in ever actually looked like a really good football team all season long,
Yes.
and they're putting it together. But Penn State, man, they just look too good. But could it be because it's Boise State and they're not as strong? They only really face like Mountain West and like Oregon. So who knows? Who knows what could happen here? I think Notre Dame and Penn State is going to be your game of the week.
Yeah, I was gonna say Penn State's a really underrated team now that you say that because even before the playoffs, they hung with Oregon. They put up 37 against Oregon. They
Hmm.
put up 38 against SMU and 31 against Boise. That's another offense you don't want to sleep on.
Yeah. So I think honestly, both games, Texas and Ohio State, and then the Penn State and Notre Dame game, I think those games are just going to be absolutely insane. We have seen some stinkers for this college football playoff so far, and I think it's going to reward us this weekend with these amazing matchups.
Exactly. Texas takes on Ohio State. Ian, I will agree with you. I'll take Ohio State on that one. But if Texas wins, I'm not against it.
Yeah, no, it pains me to say it, but I am going to pick Ohio State. I hate Ohio State, obviously as a Purdue fan, but they're the better team. They're probably the best team in this playoff bracket right now.
I would also take Penn State over Notre Dame, but if Notre Dame wins, that really won't surprise me. Ian, the way these playoffs are going, I won't be surprised if it's the exact opposite. I won't be surprised if we get a Texas and Notre Dame national championship.
Yeah, and this is really just like on a sliver of who I think is going to win because I think these games are just going to be so close and so high scoring.
There's no legit favorite.
No, there really isn't.
Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, or Notre Dame, either one could win.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Um, it's been nuts, but I'm happy to see these kind of higher seed teams make it, or the lower seed teams make it through the playoff bracket. I mean, we got the fifth seed, eighth seed, sixth seed, and seventh seed.
All
So,
teams with buys lost.
yep, all the teams with buys. So, man, sometimes getting that rest does not help you out.
I will say this though. Look out for Cam Skataboo from Arizona State. He's gonna be something, he's gonna be a force in the NFL.
Is he going into the draft?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, number 4. Dude did everything for Arizona State
Yeah,
on New Year's Day.
yeah. I mean, put up some good numbers, man. Um, yeah, that game was great. That was probably the best game of the playoffs so far.
Yeah, he had 100 and Scattaboo led the Devils in rushing and passing in that game.
Wow,
He had
good for him.
99 yards receiving, 143 yards on the ground, and 2 touchdowns.
Hell yeah.
And you thought Texas was going to run away with it. Nope. Arizona State fought their way back.
Yeah, I mean, just like what Clemson did in the first round. They fought back at the end. They didn't let it be a complete blowout. So that's why I don't know. Texas, like you said, Texas is a little shaky, man.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers played okay.
Yeah, he's played okay. I think though these past few games, it's kind of taken down his chances of being a first round pick.
Yeah, I
And if
mean,
he is,
there's really
I don't see him starting next year, that's for sure.
there's really no big name quarterback in the draft.
There really isn't this year, which is
I'm
kind of
not Shador
crazy.
Sanders is not worth all the hype, everyone.
No, he is not.
Just watch him go to fucking Tennessee.
Oh, dude, you know they're gonna pick
They
him,
have
of
the number one
course.
pick.
Of course he's gonna be the number one pick because he's the only quarterback that was kind of worth a damn this year.
Yeah.
I don't like Colorado, but I will say he did ball out this year. Colorado did look pretty good, except for their bowl game when they got
Same
blown
thing
out.
with yep. Yeah. That's your Heisman, Travis Hunter. Yeah. I would redo that Heisman look
Yeah.
this year.
But I think Travis Hunter, he obviously is going to be a first round pick. So I wonder who's going to take him.
Well, whoever takes Travis Hunter should be very grateful.
Yeah. Obviously they're not going to be dual playing him. I think he's just going to be on offense catching.
Depends on what this team needs.
Yeah, honestly, that's the nice thing about having a dual player like that. If you need, a cornerback, you got it right there. If you need a wide receiver, you got it right there.
Yep. Well, anyway, Ian, I'm excited for the playoffs. It's playoff season, baby.
It is, man. It is a good time to watch some football.
Well, Ian, let's move on from our football and wrap up the show with some good stuff. Our big three and our fantastic and bonehead plays of the week. This week's big three is our big three favorite college football uniforms. Ian, I will let you go first.
Number one on my list is Wyoming's uniforms with the cowboy on
Yes.
there. Those look
Yes.
so cool. Um, Obviously the black and gold Purdue
Those are nice.
jerseys are absolutely beautiful. And then I gotta go with the Oregon Ducks, man. They have some cool uniforms. Like all their uniforms are
I was going to
awesome.
say that whole fucking wardrobe really has all the good stuff.
Their alternate jerseys are just second to none, man.
Yes. Those are good picks, Ian. We'll go on to now let's go on to my big three favorite college football uniforms. I got to go with Illinois throwbacks from this year.
Oh, those were cool.
Yep, I like those. You can't go wrong with Tennessee's all black jerseys. I mean, sure they
Oh,
got the orange, but dude, the black ones are. Woo-hoo.
yeah, the black with some of the orange accents in there. Oh, it looks so good.
And then my last one, Ole Miss. They have themselves a good wardrobe of uniforms.
Yeah, Ole Miss has some great uniforms.
I was just gonna say, yeah. NFL. Want to take notes of your uniforms? Maybe mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, they like to stay boring, unfortunately.
The Lions' black uniforms, though.
Those are sick.
Yes, they are. All right, Ian. Let's wrap up now with our fantastic and bonehead play of the week. I will let you go first on this one.
Fantastic. Cairo Santos kicking that field goal to win the game for the Chicago Bears. Did not get blocked. So fantastic. We got the. And also for the Bears trying to do the Lambeau leap, and all the Packer fans are pushing them back and screaming at them. So that was hilarious.
I love it.
And then my bonehead play of the week, also from that same game, when Terrell Owens tried to do the Lambeau leap and he slipped and fell.
What? I didn't see that.
Yeah, remember? It was when he went and did the Lambeau leap and he like slipped and fell. And they were like, "Man, come on, you're married to Simone Biles. You should know how to leap."
You mean Jonathan Owens?
Jonathan Owens, yeah, my bad.
And then that's so funny. And then yeah, Jonathan Owens tried to do it too. What the hell?
Did not work out for him.
Nope. And Simone Biles didn't teach you how to keep a balance.
Yeah, right.
It's funny too, and I think a lot of people forgot about this. Jonathan Owens scored our first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, he did. It's very true.
Yep. Well, anyway, let's go on to my fantastic and bonehead plays of the week. My first one, Mike Evans hitting 1,000 yards receiving once again. That ties Jerry Rice for consecutive seasons with 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, I'm glad that they said, fuck it, let's still go out there and run it, because they could have easily just taken a knee, but they gave it to Mike Evans to make sure that he got that record.
Dude, Mike Evans is a special wide receiver.
Yeah, he is. And who knows if he's going to come back next year? I mean, he's been in the league for a long time.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah, break the record this
and
time.
He should be back.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you got a good quarterback behind you with Baker.
Yep. My bonehead play of the week. This happened in week 17, but I still have to talk about it. Kenny Pickett's throwing fumble.
That was bad.
Very bad. He threw it and then didn't throw it and then fumbled it.
Yeah. That was pretty bad. Probably worst play of the decade.
Yeah, no, we had our that kind of saves the butt fumble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've had the butt fumble. We've had that. The Patriots debacle against the Raiders a couple years ago. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The laterals that ended with the Raider pick 6.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
And that wraps up the show. Ian, another good episode of the Kodos Mojo.
Yes, sir. Finally, we have some good things to talk about on this show for once.
Thank God, because yeah, it's been a bit of a sad run lately with our Bears trying to hurt us.
Yeah.
Sadly, Ian, we have to go through more pain now with the rest of our Chicago teams: Blackhawks, Bears, Cubs, White Sox.
Getting ready for another bad year of baseball.
Yeah. It's like the Cubs are satisfied with Kyle Tucker, and then you trade fucking Bellinger to the Yankees.
Yep. Oh, man.
I still won't mind going out there to a baseball game and having an ice cold beer.
Absolutely, man.
And then, of course, we got NASCAR coming up in about a month.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, anyway, Ian, we got the playoffs coming up. I'm excited. Lots of football ahead of us.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode of the Kodos Mojo. We will see you next time.